Every time we approve this, every time we call on the resolution and we ask the Secretary to read the title of the measure, it is inherent in that the content of the resolution is hereby inserted into the records of the Senate.
Yes.
All right, Majority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President, I move that we recognize our distinguished colleague from Pampanga, Quezon City, and Cavite, no other than Senator Francis Kiko Pangilinan, to sponsor the measure.
Senator Francis Pangilinan is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, Majority Leader, distinguished colleagues. I rise to sponsor Senate Resolution number 128 to commemorate the 115th birth anniversary of Wenceslao Vinsons. Before I proceed, Mr. President, I'd like to place on record that the following are here with us as members of the family of Wenceslao Q. Vinsons from Camarines Norte, namely Councilors Wenceslao Vinsons III, Councilor Joseph Justin Vinsons, and Mr. John Vinsons de Guzman. Mr. President, colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, it is with pride and pleasure that I rise before you today to sponsor Senate Resolution 128 and give tribute to World War II hero and martyr Wenceslao Q. Vinsons. Our resolution seeks to remember his birth and his life. Karangalan para sa akin ang isponsor ang Senate Resolution na ito na naglalayong gunitain ang ika-115 birth anniversary ni Wenceslao Bintao Vinsons dahil siya ang OG na aktivista. Aktivista bago pa ang World War II. Itinuturing ko rin siyang kapatid, hindi lamang sa aming kapatiran na Upsilon Sigma Phi sa pamantasan ng Pilipinas, kundi kapatid din sa pakikibaka. Yesterday, his hometown, Indan, now named after him, celebrated this happy occasion. Taglay ng kanyang bayan ang kanyang pangalan at alaala. Itong resolusyon ay para muling ipagdiwang ang diwa ng kanyang nakakabilib na buhay. Pambihira si Bintao, o sa salita ng kabataang Gen Z, he is fire. Valedictorian nung high school, magaling na debater sa UP Law, champion orator, number 3 sa bar exams. Sa edad na 22, sa kanyang Malaysia Irredenta, nanawagan siya sa lahat ng lahing Malay na magkaisa laban sa rehimeng kolonyal. Ganyang kalawak ang kanyang pananaw. Tulad na nabanggit ko kanina, naalala ko si Bintao bilang ama ng aktivismo ng mga mag-aaral, the father of student activism in the Philippines. Dahil noong 1930s, sinubukan ng mga mambabatas na itaas ang sariling mga sweldo at nanguna si Bintao sa mga estudyanteng lumabas sa mga lansangan para tutulan ito. Sa panahong mas madali ang tumahimik, naglakas loob siyang magsalita. Sa mga protesta nitong nakarang mga araw tungkol sa flood control scam, parang boses din ni Bintao ang isinisigaw ng mga nagpoprotesta. Hindi pwedeng manahimik, pakikipagsabwatan ang pananahimik. Sa salita ni Bintao noong kinukumbinsi siya ng asawa niya na wag nang labanan ang mga mananakop na Hapon, sabi niya, "If I stay silent, they will still come. If I kneel, our children will grow up slaves. It is better they remember their father stood, even if he must fall." Si Wenceslao Bintao Vinsons din ang pinakabatang delegado sa 1934 Constitutional Convention. Later, naging gobernador ng Camarines Sur at naging assemblyman ng nasabing lalawigan. Nang dumating ang ikalawang digmaang pandaigdig, pwede sana siyang manatili sa Maynila, ang sentro ng kapangyarihan. Sa halip, umuwi siya sa bayang tinubuan para organisahin ang isa sa mga unang kilusang gerilya sa Luzon. Tinipon niya ang mga kababayan niyang mga magsasaka na may bolo, mga estudyanteng may mga patpat, mga mangingisda na may mga lumang rifle. At binuo ang halos 3,000 guerrilla force sa Kabikulan. Hindi mga sundalo, hindi malakas na armas. Sa ehemplo niya, itinuro niya na lakas ng loob ang pinakamalakas na armas. At dahil sa tapang niyang iyon, siya ay tinugis ng mga Hapon. Pinagtaksilan, nahuli, binugbog, pinahirapan, inalok ng ginhawa kung ipagkakanulo ang mga kasama. Pero tumanggi siya. Noong Hulyo 15, 1942, sa edad ng 31 anyos, bago siya barilin, sinabi pa niya, "Huwag matakot. Mamamatay tayo para sa ating bansa. Balang araw, magiging malaya ang ating mga anak." Kahapon, Vinson's Day, pinapaalala ng araw na ito at ng buhay ni Bintaw na ang aktivismo ay pagmamahal sa bayan, na ang pamumuno ay hindi tungkol sa kita o poder, kundi sakripisyo at serbisyo, na ang kalayaan at mabuting pamamahala ay hindi kailanman ibinibigay, lagi itong ibinabaka o ipinaglalaban. Maaring may magtanong, ano ang kinalaman ng isang kabataang Pilipino na nabuhay noong 1930s at 1940s sa ating mga digital natives na kabataan ng bagong milenyo? Ang sagot ko, lahat. Dahil sa panahong pwede nang magsulat, magpasya o manlinlang ang makina, social media, higit kailanman kailangan natin ang tapang, konsensya at pakikipagkapwa-tao. Huwag nating ipagkanulo ang alaala ni Bintaw Vinsons. Tumindig tayo laban sa baha, hindi lamang ng tubig, kundi ng katiwalian. Dahil dalhin natin ang kanyang tapang sa ating mga silid-aralan, sa ating mga barangay, sa ating mga tanggapan, at oo, sa mga bulwagan ng Kongreso ng Senado. Tumindig si Wenceslao Bintaw Vinsons, kapatid, gobernador, bayani, kahit kamantayan ang kabayaran ng kanyang pagtindig. Tunay siyang palagiang sagisag ng pag-asa, ng kalayaan, ng tapang ng kabataan. Tulad niya, harapin natin ang hamon ng kahirapan, di pagkapantay-pantay at korupsyon na siyang sumisira sa ating demokrasya. Naway tayo sa ating panahon ay tumindig din. Sa ating araw-araw na pakikibaka, mabuhay ang alaala ni Wenceslao Vinsons, mabuhay ang sambayang Pilipinas. Maraming salamat, Ginoong Pangulo, at sa ating mga kasamahan sa Senado.
Mr. President, may the good gentleman answer just one question from this representation? President,
Willingly to our majority leader.
Yeah.
Go ahead. We
you, Mr.
open the
President.
period of interpellation. Go ahead.
Mr. President, I just want to ask, is there a law already recognizing Wenceslao Vinsons? Because if there's none, I would suggest that we pass a working holiday but a law. Meron na?
There is a provincial ordinance, if I'm not mistaken, but there is no national law.
So if the good gentleman, Mr. President, would like to spearhead one, I would love to be a co-author of that law. I think we should recognize him for his efforts. He was martyred in World War II because of his belief of freedom and of democracy, and his vigilance should be rewarded not just by mere resolutions in the Senate, not just by mere provincial resolutions. Kailangan talaga ng batas.
In fact, Mr. President, for the information of our colleagues, when he was killed, together with him was his wife, two children, and his father. They were all killed by the Japanese invasion forces.
I visited Vinsons in 1991. And the story goes that before he was killed, he was paraded on the streets. He was paraded on the streets of Vinson's, which was, I'm not sure if it was Vinson's before. I think it was Daet.
Yes, the members of the family, the grandson is here. And he confirms that the story, Mr. President.
I'm trying to recall the name of the mayor then, but that was 1991. I think the Wenceslao Vinsons III was not born yet. Anyway, I would be honored to be a co-author of this resolution, Your Honor. Senator Ping Lacson is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. President. The Majority Leader raised a very interesting question and manifestation. Wala pala tayong law, even a proclamation or executive order na nagdi-declare ng isang Pilipino bilang national hero. Even Dr. Jose Rizal and the others, by tradition lang.
Yes.
Now, maybe we can initiate a legislative measure, no? Establishing the parameters or classification on how to declare a Filipino to be a national hero. And I would suggest that Wenceslao Vinsons would be the first recipient of that law if ever it is passed. Because as you were sponsoring, as you were delivering your sponsorship speech, I was chatting with ChatGPT. No? Alam nyo, yung exploits niya talagang makatindig balahibo. Ano? He was captured by the Japanese, very young CONCOM delegate at age 24, 1935 Constitutional Convention. Tapos elected as governor, a member of the House of Representatives, and he was captured by the Japanese because he was the one who organized yung uprising sa Bicol.
That is correct.
The whole of Bicol region. He was tortured, but he refused to cooperate. So he was beheaded.
Yes.
Along with the other, as you said, members of the family. Very unfortunate, and what a waste, ano? Because in his young life, he was beheaded at age 31. No? He could have contributed a lot para sa ating mahal na bayan, no? Especially during the Japanese occupation, and even beyond that, had he not been beheaded. So maybe we can craft a legislative measure para maging batas. Ano ba yung mga parameters? Para na sa ganon, kung meron tayong ma-encounter na ganyan, ano, mga exploits by a Filipino patriot like Wenceslao Vinsons, at least meron tayong magagawa para ma-recognize yung kanilang mga heroism, ika nga. So, I think we can work on that, Mr. President. So, with that, thank you, Mr. President, for the opportunity.
Thank you, Senator Lacson. If I may just put on record also, Mr. President, this was a column of Mr. Romero, Segundo Romero, in the Philippine Daily Inquirer 10 hours ago, so today. And if I may quote, born in 1910 in Indan, Camarines Norte, he became the UP Student Council chairperson and editor of the Philippine Collegian. He was a visionary, far-seeing, a brilliant advocate for a Pan-Malay Union, founded the Young Philippines, a political party of law students who insisted that the youth was not a waiting room, but a vanguard. At 24, he was a delegate to the 1934 Constitutional Convention. At 27, he was governor of Camarines Norte. At 29, he was assemblyman. But the two tests, sabi nga, came not in the halls of lawmaking, but in the forests of Bicol during World War II. And for the Japanese, neutralizing Vinson was essential. When he was captured in 1942, they offered him collaboration, help pacify the resistance in exchange for his life, and he refused. And therefore, the Japanese retaliated by executing 6 members of his family: his father, Gabino, his wife, Liwayway, his sister, and 2 of his children. And an unborn child was lost with Liwayway. So she was pregnant at the time that she was killed. So clearly, the sacrifice of Wenceslao Vinsons and his family is worthy of
Immeasurable.